Okay, guys, last night I finished Alien. So, what do I think about the first film in the Alien franchise? I really liked it. I think, many people said going into this was a sci-fi horror film. And, obviously, I've said many times on this channel before, I'm not the biggest fan of horror films. I just personally get freaked out watching them. But this film had horror elements, but I honestly really appreciated it and really liked it, to be honest. And it's not, and I really like how he goes for kind of like a horror element without jump scares, without scary things. He gets that kind of that horrid feeling through the camera angles, through the settings, through the lighting, through the attention to detail throughout this whole film. And I think the effects honestly look great for 1979. And yeah, suspense and thrills, and yes, some jump scares, some scary moments, some bloody moments. I like, the cast where it's not a huge film on a huge scale, but it doesn't have to be that. It doesn't have to be this huge omega film on all different fronts, like to save the world. No, it's about this ship and this crew, and then there's an alien. They have to stop it, and you see one by one they go down. And I think that's pretty clever. And like I said, I think the location of this kind of cool kind of ship that is big and a lot expansive in a lot of different places is really great. And I think like the camera choices, I forgot who the director was exactly, but the camera choices, the camera angles, and the lighting, I said this before and I'll say it again, really makes this film pop. Because it's not like your typical film where it's like it comes off those scary elements by being very unique with dark lighting, red flares of lighting, camera angles where it just zooms in on the hand, or angles where that zooms in from like a wide shot. And you see an alien behind, one of the characters, or you see, or you, again, like the location of like it's very dark, so you know that the aliens can blend in. It's that type of thing that gives it the suspense. As if it was all just one big giant white what's it called, white ship, then obviously the alien sticks out. But because there is parts of like the white different rooms, but there's also a lot of it that is what's it called, dark and vivid. And I think I love the kind of creepy aesthetic that the aliens give off. And while I don't think it's like a great, like the greatest film, it's kind of cool in many different ways. And it literally, like the suspense literally goes on to the very last second. When Ripley kills the aliens at the last second, and you just see one by one the soldiers going down in that iconic shot of the alien coming out of his belly. It's all great. It's all great. It's all great stuff. Where it doesn't have to focus on like the broad picture. It can focus on a bunch of different parts at the same time and operate on a bunch of different levels. And I think I really love Ash. I think he was kind of cool to kind of be like the cyborg-esque person. And I had known going into him he was a cyborg, but I think that was interesting to discover. And I think like I could tell how some of the effects were done, especially with his head on the table. You could tell like there was a hole in the table, and then his head peeked up. But stuff like that was cool. And I like the flamethrower. I like how they kill the aliens. I like the guy with like it was raining, and then like the guy trying to find the cat, and just so many iconic moments, iconic lines, iconic moments, lines, and scenes, and that have been mimicked and mocked throughout the years. And I just remember seeing that part from Spaceballs with the alien coming out. And I was like, obviously I'd heard like, oh yeah, that's from Alien. That someone told me like, oh yeah, that's from Alien. And I was like, oh yeah, sure. Didn't watch Alien, and now that I got the chance to do it, now I'm like, oh yeah, that's really cool, and I really enjoy it. And I think I'll be excited because I've heard that Aliens is a lot better, and I can see how you can improve on that. And also heard that it was more of a sci-fi action film, which is I think more my speed. But that doesn't mean I didn't like this film. I really can say that I got behind this film and enjoyed the twists and turns and ride through this film. But while at the same time I think like having only 7 characters and not getting most development with any of them, it was like, okay, fine. You know, you didn't care that much about any of the characters. I think like the most development was with Ripley and then Ash, and then all the other ones kind of, I feel like honestly died off screen. So some of that was kind of interesting, and like the dark aesthetic. Sometimes when the alien tried to attack some of the people, you can't even see them. But I still think, in a general sense, it was definitely a really, really solid, great film. Stay tuned for more videos coming at you.